American man. Don't pay attention to what's in my head. I got a voice inside that needs to be fed. It's causing chaos everywhere I land. I got a fever. I got a fever.
Good evening, everybody. This is Jordan with Ohio Sports Talk, coming at you kind of with a flash episode here. We've got a lot going on in the last couple of hours. We had the Army-Navy game, which we highlighted in yesterday's episode. And we had the big University of Dayton Flyers taking on number 6 Marquette. So it was a big day. It was a big day in both sports for both programs. So we're just going to dive right into it. As you see, I've got my background already here. Army versus Navy. Phenomenal game. I predicted that it was going to be a little bit closer, but Navy just came out and absolutely kicked the shit out of top 25 ranked Army. So Army coming in at number 22, Navy coming in unranked. Wasn't even a championship game for the conference. Navy kind of stumbled there at the end of the year, and this is kind of where we let up at. But what a game. What an absolute game, folks. Navy's defense, you got to give it to them. Picking off Army 3 times. I know the late interception was kind of garbage, but their quarterback Bryson getting picked off 3 times. Navy just came out. Blake came out throwing the ball over 100 yards, 2 touchdowns in the air, 200 yards on the ground, 204 to be exact, which is just absolutely just insane. I can't say enough right now. This game lived up to all the hype. This game, all the pregame festivities going into it. If you've never been there, you've got to get out there to a game, whether you're a civilian, whether you're a veteran. It's got to happen. This game, it was just explosive from the get-go for Navy. They just got it done. The defense came to play. The offensive line for the Navy, the misdirection plays, the quarterback just played a masterful game. There late in the fourth quarter when it looked like Army might have had a comeback. The fake punt that went for over 25 yards on the ground. We're up to 15 live viewers now. I want to thank everybody tuning in. This is kind of an emergency show. We just kind of called this last minute. We're talking Army-Navy at the moment. Over 115 yards through the air for the Navy, throwing 2 touchdowns, 205 yards on the ground for the quarterback alone, 2 touchdowns. Both touchdowns that were rushing were jumps over the piles, jumps over the pylon. He kept the ball close. Just a masterful game. I can't say enough about this. And the pregame festivities, it lived up to it. The trophy came home back to Annapolis. Can't say enough about it. But my hat's off. My hat's always off to those boys at West Point. The Army finished, ranked in the top 25, won the conference, did an absolutely great year. But just both of them, this is Navy shaking it off for the first time in 2 years for the Army-Navy game. The last 2 years, the Navy has lost. But this is Navy's first winning season in 4 years, folks. We're bowl eligible. It's just really great to see brand new head coach, guys that are probably going to go to bigger colleges calling the offense and defense. Really got it together. Got the offensive line just playing masterful. These misdirection plays were just unbelievable. If you've ever watched a triple option and a wing T, which my colleagues over in the Alter program on a high school level, they do it masterfully as well. It's beautiful to see. It's poetry in motion. 200 yards on the ground for the quarterback. Absolutely making just the best reads, following the tackles, following the guards, knowing when to rip it up the seam. I can't say enough. What a game. And again, not taking anything away from the Army season, but, at the end of the day, beat Army, go Navy. We absolutely crushed it. It was just something you got to see, folks. Absolutely great. Singing, singing alma mater, coming together. You always want to be number 2 in this game. The first team singing alma mater, if you don't know or if you've never watched, it's the losing team. They sing their alma mater. They get their respect. Everybody in the crowd, whether they're Navy or Army cadets or veterans, gives them their day. They run into the locker room. Navy got to run to the other side of the field, get with the crowd, sing our song. Just absolutely amazing, folks. I was just absolutely blown away. Again, the quarterback over 204 yards on the ground, 104 yards in the air on a whopping 9 pass completions, two touchdowns to the air as well. Guys, it was awesome. It's the only game in the world where everybody participating will die for you. Everybody participating is only playing for one flag. And, the commentators did a beautiful job at the end of the game. They said, they're not here to plant a flag in the middle of the field. They're playing for a much bigger flag. And I think that's where it's important. So, really, really, really hats off to it. And I want to give a special shout out. There was a referee. There was a Division 2 game going on at the same time. He stopped what he was doing for the first penalty of the game, saluted all the veterans, and we all know what that meant. It meant the Presidential Bowl, but just in general, what a patriotic day, for the NCAA football. The program, again, was masterful. It'll go down as another great, great, great performance for the Navy. We'll have the bragging rights for another 364 days, folks, and we're going to use every last one of them. It's the only day of the year where my beloved Marine Corps will admit that we are a department of the Navy. And the Navy's quarterback at the end of it, he shouted out the Marine Corps as well. Beautifully done, sir. We're listening. We're here. Hey, and we always got your back. We got your back, Army, too, even though, I said fuck Army a few times today. But it's all for the spirit of the game. When we got to lace up in combat, we got to put the boots on. We are all one team. We are all together. And we always get it done, brothers. Proud game for both teams. What a hell of a season for both teams. Couldn't be prouder. It's just something that I carry with me every year. This is kind of a holiday for me. I put it right up there with a Michigan-Ohio State fan as an Ohio State fan myself. My family always supports me. They always know that this is the year, this is the time of year. We give them this game. Everybody, gets on board. But I've covered it as much as I can. I know I'm talking quick. We're 8 minutes into the broadcast. This was kind of a flash broadcast again. Up to 21 live viewers. Thank you to everybody that's tuning in. I know it's late on a Saturday night. You could be doing a lot of other things. So to everybody that's in, get in the comments section. Let me know what you think about it. We're happy to be here. Happy to make this kind of happen. But I'm going to talk about a second thing because we had a local basketball team where I'm originally from. The Dayton Flyers were in action tonight against a big-time team. They were up against number 6 Marquette. And, folks, it didn't look great. It was really a tale of two halves. I use the terminology. I'm a huge Clint Eastwood fan to the day I die. It was the good, the bad, and the extremely ugly. This game, from the get-go, looked ugly. Marquette got all the way up to a 10-3 lead in the first half. I was screaming at my television. I was kind of pacing around. I'm a huge Dayton Flyers fan. It's our powder blue night tonight. They had the powder blue jerseys on. We had the powder blue in the audience. My family got this powder blue for me for my birthday. Finally got to crack it out, cut off the tag, lock into this game. And, it was the good, the bad, the ugly. The first half, I would reverse the movie. It was definitely started with the ugly, folks. Dayton came out flat. We were missing shots. We were missing offensive boards, missing foul shots. Marquette came out with a really masterful zone defense that was keeping Dayton on the outside. Dayton was moving methodically, kind of slow in the first half, putting up kind of prayer shots there deep into the shot clock. Just kind of everything didn't look that great. We went on a run. Fast forward towards the end of the first half. Thought we were going to shave it down a little bit below 10. Marquette goes on a 4-0 run. We go into the half, down 10. Marquette makes a slam dunk. Not looking good. The energy in the room kind of, from what my producer, Doug Stevens, was a producer of mine. He's also going to be on later. Flying with Doug. Check it out. We're not trying to steal any thunder here. I'm just on a high. I'm on an all-time high right now. Navy takes care of business. Dayton takes care of business in the top 10 matchup. Got to get out here. Couldn't wait till Monday. Excuse my camera. I couldn't wait till Monday to get out here and talk to you folks. Let you guys know what the hell is going on. Always happy to be here. Friday's episode was kind of slow, so this is my kind of rebound. Up to 25 live viewers right now. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. I know this was an unannounced, unplanned show. Heat of the moment. Got to get it off my chest. But we fast forward. We go into the second half. Things start to look a little better. Dayton starts to get a couple breakaways. We start getting some offensive rebounds. Marquette kind of cools off with 3 points. We hit a couple of threes, but folks, it was not our best night for the 3 points at all, especially being at home. We shot 4 for 19 from threes, 21%. Not great. Some of the shots, like I said, were kind of forced up there in the first half. Marquette was playing an excellent zone that Dayton was struggling to crack and get into the inside, get into the paint, get into Dayton's game. So a lot of these were just kind of Hail Marys thrown up in the first half because, we had to put it up. So kind of fast forward, the player of the game for me is Zed Key, making multiple dunks, getting to the inside, getting some fast breaks, really brought the energy in the second half. We had a technical. I won't say a technical. Our coach got a technical foul, for what should have been a flagrant one against Marquette. Kind of really brought the energy to the team, and you just kind of saw things stir up after that. Nick Santos, though, would be the ultimate player of the game for me. Although he was not leading in scoring, he got it done on the rebounds. 12 points, 13 rebounds, huge double-double. He was undersized almost all night. Had to go inside, fight just massive amount of trees underneath. And the man got it done. It didn't always look pretty, folks, but 12 points, 13 rebounds. 13 rebounds is the big one. Bennett finished with 15 points and 8 rebounds, but just overall, just the energy in the second half. We stepped it up defensively. We challenged Marquette on the 3-point line. We got in there. We got some offensive rebounds, really toughened up. Really a tale of two halves. Dayton ends up, sealing the deal, getting the win. And boy, I just it couldn't have been better, really. I mean, just you thought it was over. Dayton 22-game home streak win. Everything's on the line. Losing some of the games they did in Maui closely. I think this would have done us in. If we didn't win the A-10 and we lost this game, I don't think we go to the dance. Now we put this on our resume. We have the UConn win over in Maui. Now we have the Marquette win here in December at home. We go to the A-10 play. We finish strong, whether or not we win the A-10. We win a game or two in the A-10 tournament. And now, this is a big resume turning into, the first 4 in or first 4 out. So, huge, props to Anthony Grant getting the team back together because, being down 10 in the first half to the number 6 team that was just absolutely strangling them with the zone defense, taking Dayton out of their game, out-rebounding Dayton in the first half. It just looked ugly. I got upset. I put some tweets out there that, I probably shouldn't have, but that is life. I always tweet. I always broadcast with pure emotion and honesty. So big shout out to the Dayton Flyers program. I couldn't be happier. Everybody get in the comments section if you'd like. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the Army Navy. Love to hear your thoughts on the Dayton Flyers beating Marquette tonight. Really get in here. Tell me what's going on. It was just absolutely, absolutely great. Our producer Doug's going to be on later with Flying with Doug. Check it out. He's going to be following me here in a few minutes, but I tried to hop on that show. It wasn't a guarantee. So I go right here to the home program, the mother program right here. I love you guys, up to 25 viewers. Again, this is a flash show. We're covering Army, Navy. Navy absolutely goes out and takes care of business. Over 107 yards passing, 2 touchdowns with his arm, 204 yards on the ground from the quarterback, 2 touchdowns rushing. We picked the Army quarterback off 3 times. Absolutely, absolutely stunning game for the Navy today. We bring the Presidential Bowl home. 364 days of bragging rights, even though we didn't win a conference. This kind of trumps that because Army went out and won the conference. Army was a top 25 ranked team. Navy just went out and did what Navy does best. And when the Navy offensive line can lead that misdirection, those guards can pull, the quarterback, swivels, acts like he's handing it up the middle, keeps it to the outside, or acts like he's pitching it to the outside. Your halfback does that pivot. Your fullback kind of follows, and then he takes it right up the gut. Beautiful, beautiful game. Even though we were up 8 and it was close in the fourth quarter, hats off to the coaching staff for the Navy. 4th and 5, they call the fake punt. It goes right down the seam, right down the sideline, almost 35, 40 yards. We hit the red zone. Navy scores again, kind of shuts it. Army comes back out, gets picked off from the Navy defense. The linebackers played a phenomenal game. They almost went into a 3-5-3 look, floating those backers out in the space, really confusing the Army quarterback. Jumps the route. Navy gets the ball with a short field, comes down, scores again. Just absolutely, absolutely what they needed. At the end of the day, hats off to both teams again. It was just a phenomenal, phenomenal game. We bring the trophy back home to Annapolis. We get our first winning season in 4 years, our first win over Army in 2 years, bowl eligibility, to other schools that might not be anything. Other players opt out. They do the pussy thing. That's what I call it. That's why the playoffs got to be expanded. I don't care what anybody says because nobody wants to watch a bunch of bowl games. Nobody gives a shit because, I'm going to complain. I'm going to opt out. So Navy's not going to opt out, folks. They're going to have all their starters there ready to rock and roll, represent their pride well, represent the service well, and represent the United States Marine Corps, who, for one game a year, we admit are a department of the Navy. If you're just joining us, just kind of recapping the Army-Navy game again. Also, just kind of recapping University of Dayton Flyers play at home against number 6 Marquette. Down 10 at the half, turn it around, come out with the big win. They made the adjustments. They brought the energy. They're able to go inside, make steals. They're able to come behind the defense. They were able to out-rebound Marquette in the second half. Everything that just wasn't there in the first half, come out with the win. Second top 10 win in a couple of weeks. We beat UConn over into Maui. So a lot to be proud of here. This builds a resume, especially going into Atlantic 10 play. And we're ready for it. We are 110% ready for it. Go in, take care of business. Pardon me, folks. And we'll be there in March. And I'll be right here covering it every step of the way. This was going to be a short show again, up to 25 live viewers. Thank you to everybody that tuned in. With my ex-co-hosts and stuff like that. Sometimes I don't always speak it, but God bless America. God bless our troops, not just the Army and Navy. We love everybody. We give shit to each other when we can, but that's just us. When it's time to strap up, we go 110%. I've got your back. You've got mine. No questions asked. And, I was proud to serve. I continue to serve when I can. And what a night. What a night, folks. Thank you to everybody that tunes in. I will be back Tuesday with none other than Far Into the Bench's Jimmy Pilato at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Get in the comments section here. Let me know. Intertwine. Up to 25 live viewers. I love you all. Without you, there's no me. And I love what I do. I love talking sports. I love when you guys come on and intertwine. I love when you guys jump on our X account, ask me some questions, challenge me for the best. I'll be covering the Bengals game and Browns game tomorrow. Y'all have a fun, safe weekend. And happy holidays for anybody that's celebrating anything else but Christmas. And we'll be back on Tuesday, 9:30. Myself and Jimmy Pilato. We're ready to rock the house. We'll have a lot to talk about. We'll recover these things because I'll be on a high all weekend. This has been Jordan Maxson with Ohio Sports Talk. Out.